I remember, bro, like going to one of the TV tapings and going to the hotel, bro. The guy's flat laid out, literally on a couch in the lobby of the hotel.
Speaking of kicking butt, ladies and gentlemen, that's what Stone Cold Steve Austin did to Jake Roberts.
Hell yeah.
And King of the Ring, Jake Roberts was, before we get there, Vince Russo, you were there during the realism with when it came to Jake Roberts and the angle with Lawler, and he's just kind of like finding God, and which of course I'm a big fan of, but the finding God angle, and then he's doing that, the Revelations type of snake, and then all of a sudden Austin does the stunner and does the promo based on Roberts doing that. Now, kind of talk us through where Roberts was during that time, and was that his thing? Do you have a part of that? Pritchard, what was Roberts in that state of,
Bro,
that state of his career?
I'm so bad with timing. I'm so bad with times and whatnot. But I remember, bro, I think I was just doing the magazine. Bro, Jake came in and bro, he was supposed to have a high profile job in creative. I remember that, bro, when I was kind of just starting with the company. This is probably 95-ish. And then I remember, bro, like going to one of the TV tapings and going to the hotel, bro. The guy's flat laid out, literally on a couch in the lobby of the hotel. And I remember that's when, Vince had the conversation with him, and he was gone. But so by the
intoxicated.
Yeah. And bro, I don't know what he was on. I mean, I do know he was out of it. I witnessed it. This wasn't, I saw it on my own. I don't know if it was drugs or alcohol or what. Vince sent him home. But then, with the Royal Rumble angle years later, bro, they always bring everybody back. And when they bring guys back like that, they're always going to test them. We know the routine. We know how that stuff works. But I don't know what happened at the management level at that time, because right after the Royal Rumble, when Austin went over him, he was kind of gone again, wasn't he? Yeah. So I don't know, bro. I honestly don't know what happened. But hey, man, listen, the guy will be the first to tell you that he had his demons. He was always fighting them throughout his entire life. Hopefully he's good now. I mean, but I don't know, man.
Yeah. What was it like working with Jake? Just overall, just your interactions with Jake.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, come on, man. When you're a writer, even as a magazine writer, and then I do remember by the time we got to the Rumble, I was producing and writing a little bit at that time. Are you kidding me, bro? To do a vignette with this guy?
Oof.
Like, oh my, that's what exactly, Chris. I mean, that's exactly what it is. You are literally just sitting there and hanging on his every word and learning every aspect. That's a gift, man. That's why, we were talking earlier about some of these dirt sheet writers that think they're plays. No, bro. When you're doing that, you're in the game. When you are producing a Jake Roberts and you are taking this all in, that's a freaking education, bro, that you could never, ever buy, man. Incredible.
To this day, I have no idea why Triple H or Vince didn't bring him in as a promo coach. I mean, like, what in the world, man? That just, I mean, one of the best promos of all time. And EC3, you got some thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's probably the only guy that can, have taken the reins from Dusty in the developmental sense to like be at that level, you know. And I think that's why I think communication lacks so much too, because while they try and they cut promos and they're coached in a sense, what's the great mind making the talent think differently and outside the box and not having to be so conformed to what, you know. What was great about a guy like Dusty is you go out there and you do your wrestling promo, but if he was in a mood, he'd come out of that office like a freaking coach for a baseball team, like thinking about taking you out, you know, stroking his beard. Am I gonna call him the righty? You know, and then he'd just give you something. Hey, try that, or go off this, or cut a promo as a rooster. I'm like, what? And it just by putting people in that position, they expend and they, you know, expand their mind, and they're out there and they're creative and more unique. And sometimes they find something that sticks by not doing what they think they have to, but doing what they want to within a moment where there's no consequences. It doesn't matter if this rooster promo sucks, but what if it doesn't?
Yeah. Agreed. Absolutely. So did you have any interactions with Jake before, East?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Put some words on that deep side there.
It's a story.
Yeah.
It's a story that's been public, so it's not like EC3's digging up the past to, you know, talk about Jake, but this is a story that happened and it's kind of relatable to what Vince said. But early in Cleveland wrestling independent days, we were building a new territory, a new promotion, and we had this like 5-month build to like a giant 6-man to determine who the champion was going to be of the first show. We're very proud of what we did because we had a great, you know, house. We nearly sold it out. The place was full, but Jake Roberts was also the guest. Then he shows up at the show. There's people lined up around the building. Like he's like inspired. I think he was fresh out of rehab at the time. So he's like kind of inspired, and he gathers everybody in, all the young people, and, you know, he gives this speech, like Wallace-esque Braveheart, just like pumping us up, like, look what you've done, look what you've built, look what you've created. This is what it's all about. We're like, I'm ready to run through a wall for this. This is amazing. And he is backstage. The bathroom was by the bar. So he was going to the bathroom, and there was some dirty old biker going, hey, I heard you like to drink. You want a shot? Jake's like, no, I'm good, I'm clean. This biker go, get the beep button ready. The biker goes, you. Jake stops. Yeah, looks at him like, oh my God, it was probably the most intense thing ever. Walks up to the bar, puts his arm down. It's like, I want this many. So the bartender pours like 8 shots. And Jake just looked at him dead in the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every shot. Goes in the bathroom, pees, comes back. But the seal has been broken, unfortunately. So kind of falls asleep, whatever. There's our 6-man match. He's in the main event against a local Cleveland guy. We're working this match, and I had a great entrance because I had a biker drive a motorcycle on stage and rev it up. So I'm super cool. This is my Mania entrance. You know, so there's a motorcycle on stage, and we're working this match, and we just hear the rumblings of somebody on the microphone. Hello there, Mr. Motorcycle. How are you? Look over. It's Jake Roberts interviewing the motorcycle. Like, so he's gone, and it's pretty unfortunate. Like, people are trying to pull him back. Little promoter, like, get back. You know, we wrestled the match completion. We're very proud of it. I win, you know, moment. I'm the new champion. I'm backstage, you know, I'm like coming off a good emotional high, talking to people. While that's happening, the main event took place where Jake was unable to work. And the person, rest his soul, JT Lightning, didn't know what to do. So he, like, just pinned him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
JT Lightning comes on the microphone and cuts this promo, just like, Jake's kind of like, what happened? But he's kind of like, you know, sad and remorseful. But he cuts this promo like, I've been in the ring with a lot of drug addicts. I've been in the ring with so-and-so and Tommy Rich, and you, by sir, are the worst. And just kind of like, Jake's just like, all right. And then he's standing there alone. There's about 250 children here too, because we had sold a bunch of tickets to Boy Scouts. And then he just pulls out his snake, starts waving the snake in front of the audience, and it's just a disaster, and it's horrible to see. And I barely know what's happening because I'm in the back trying to come down. Another guy came out and tried to just like take a DDT to get him sent home happy, but you know, he fell off, and it was very public, and it was very just, you know, it was very sad, especially with the man we saw before the show.
Yeah.
Who spoke such, you know, courage and bravado into us, to then see that fall instantly take place. And if anything, hopefully it's a lesson and a warning to a lot of people that can see what that can do to you. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. The backstage behind that.
Come on, somebody go, oh, EC3 ripping on Jake. No, I'm telling the true story, and that hopefully it just proves that, you know, alcohol and vices and addiction is a very serious issue.
It is. It shows that, and also shows that there's redemption. Everybody has their own potential redemption story, and we see that with Jake. You know what I mean? And so it's great to see, you know, the resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts for real. You know, this time, and it's good to see him where he is now, as far as just you know, helping out Lance Archer and mentoring him and having a good spot. You know, having a spot in AEW. When needed nowadays, not as much anymore. I know that he was going through some health stuff too, but prayers with Jake, it's for sure.
If you can bottle the feeling he gave a young up and coming wrestler in that moment before the show, like you never have to worry about money again, I guess.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.